Zebec network has been gaining a ton of traction, and we're going to talk about some of the bullish catalysts in this video about what it has to offer, what the project is, and why you should consider investing in it. Plus, at the end of the video, we're going to talk about my price prediction for Zebec network. But before we get started, welcome back to the channel. My name's Doc. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and at night, I take you guys on my crypto and investing journey. Zebec network recently put on my radar, and I figured, we should do a video on this. We're going to learn all about the project, and this is something that I would actually consider using. This is like a real world crypto utility piece, and I will probably end up using their services here. As you're coming in, if you're getting any value out of this, hit the like button. If you guys want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing, and let's get started. So Zebec network, this is decentralized infrastructure for seamless flows of real world value. So a lot of buzzwords there. What does this do in like real world, right? Where they're saying that they are changing the way that money moves, and they're really focusing on RWA payments. They're doing a lot of other things too. If we just do like a quick Google search, they're saying that Zebec network, this is actually built on Solana, and that's bullish for me. We're going to talk about that in a second, but they are a decentralized infrastructure platform focused on facilitating payments and disrupting traditional finance with blockchain technology, right? So stable coins is really big right now. The payment systems is really big right now. And Zebec network is really tapping into that narrative. Another interesting thing that I thought kind of helps separate them is Solana Ventures. They actually invested in this in their seed round, and that gives it a lot of credibility right off the get-go. So we're talking about the website here. This is the thing that I was saying that is super, super interesting to me. So this is the Zebec card, and this makes taking your crypto and being able to use it in the real world, right? So these are cards that you can load with crypto, and you can pay anywhere, right? So you can load it up on your Apple phone or Google Pay and make payments just in your everyday transactions. So that is really, really bullish to me. Let's take a quick look at the price action. So right now, this is the monthly chart. You can see we had a pretty big run up, right? We went all the way above a $500 million market cap. If we look at the price, that means, we hit right at 007. Right now we had a little bit of a pullback, which is pretty normal after you have these big run-ups. Right here on the monthly chart, we really, really blew up, right? This was 001. It went all the way up to 007, and now it's pulling back. This is a very normal pullback once you have this big run-up. And if we look at the 7-day, you can see we're roughly flat, but we're gaining some really good momentum here. And the reason that I think we're gaining this momentum is because Bitcoin's having a nice pullback. This is not a Bitcoin video, but you can see Bitcoin, it's starting to get back up to $107,000. So that is setting up the narrative for altcoins, strong altcoins like Zebec network to really run. So the thing that caught my eye is this is on Solana. We all know that there is a ton of volume on Solana. Right now, the market cap is about 355 million. And the nice thing is, this is almost 100% circulating supply, which is really good. It's about 80% right now. So the circulating supply is, 80 billion tokens, and the max is 100 billion. So there will be a little bit of dilution, but it's spread out over several years. So I'm really not worried about it, if I'm being honest. The other interesting thing about this project is you can buy it literally everywhere. I bought a small bag. So full disclosure, I do hold this project, and I'm going to tell you guys my price prediction here in just a second, but you can literally buy this project everywhere and anywhere. I just bought it on Jupiter, but you can buy it on anywhere. It's on all of the big centralized exchanges. It is also on Jupiter, so pretty easy to buy. Good price movement here, and you can see a ton of the circulating supply is really out. So if we go to their Twitter, you can see they have the gold check mark. They have 275,000 subscribers, which is pretty wild. And I actually thought this was kind of unique too. We're not going to watch the whole thing here, but they actually have a legit TV ad that they just came out with, right? And we're talking about like, this is the real world utility. Payments is going to be really, really big, and moving money seamlessly throughout the globe is really going to go a long way. So the fact that they have like an actual TV ad really gives them some authority, gives them some legitimacy in the space. The other thing that I want to talk about and why I think this has a ton of potential is if you go to the RWA space, because that's kind of one of the niches that they fill on CoinGecko. So this is the, real world asset RWA coins by market cap. So if you scroll down right now, Zebec Network, they're 206, right? 206. We had mentioned they have that market cap of roughly 355 million. So you kind of start to think to yourself, okay, where does this stack up against some of the big ones? Well, Maple Finance, they're roughly a 1.5, 2x away from Maple Finance. Maple Finance is pretty big if you haven't heard about them. But if you take this a step further, everybody knows about Ondo, right? Ondo's really, really big RWA platform. Ondo has a $2.6 billion market cap, right? So for Zebec Network to get where Ondo is, it's roughly a 7 or 8x. And that's just to get where Ondo is right now. Ondo was way higher in December. So I think there is a ton of juice to squeeze here. I think there's a ton of meat on the bone for Zebec. And the thing that makes it reassuring for me and why I purchased a small bag was because Zebec has actual utility. We're going to talk about my price prediction here in just a second. If you're getting any value out of this, consider hitting the like button. Let's go over to BTC, look at the chart here. So you don't have a ton of data to go back for, but the reason that I like using this chart is because we can look at the Bollinger Bands, right? And you can see on the 4-hour chart, we're really starting to break out. For those who aren't aware, the Bollinger Bands price typically stays in between the Bollinger Bands before correcting, right? You can see we're getting this nice push up on Zebec right now. I bought in right about here, right at the start of this candle. And honestly, I would not be surprised if we went back to where price was just a short week or two ago. So we got some really nice price action, building some really good momentum here. And I guess speaking of price action, if we go back here, you can see this is the 7-day chart. But if we go to the monthly chart, again, we were just at 007 not long ago. So that would be roughly, if we were to get back there, that'd be roughly a 50, 60% move, right? So that could be a nice gain right out of the get-go. So if you are interested in leverage trading this, only do this if you're an experienced trader, but my BTCC link is going to be down below. You can get 10% bonus on first-time deposits. If you want to leverage trade projects like Zebec, that could be something to consider. There are no KYC, no VPN platform, and you can do up to like 500 leverage. Here you can only do 20x, 20 to 50x on Zebec. So something to think about. Okay, let's talk about my price prediction for Zebec Network. And again, if you're getting any value out of this, consider hitting the like button, subscribing. It really does mean a lot for the channel. It goes a long way. So we're saying, like, where can this project go? Well, right now we're at 004. Okay. The question then becomes, where can the final price prediction go? I honestly think now in a very bull market, and when I say bull market, I'm saying Bitcoin hits 150, 160, $170,000. If Bitcoin can really take this next step up and put in these high market caps, which I think it can. I think we have a lot of bullish narratives. If you've been following the channel, I would not be surprised if Bitcoin eventually gets up to $170,000 this cycle. What does that mean for Zebec? Well, in a blow off top environment, I would not be surprised if we hit 10 cents. Now, that's roughly a 25x from here. We have a long ways to go before we get there, right? We really do. I would say first, let's just work on getting back to this 007. And then from there, let's just crack 1 cent. Then I think we really start catching momentum. Things really start to take off. And I can tell you right now, this project is starting to catch fire, right? I was put onto it from a good friend of mine, Kate O'Neill. If you don't follow him, check him out. He has a great channel. We were talking about this, and he really thinks this project has legs. If you haven't watched his video on Zebec, I'd recommend checking it out, Kate O'Neill. But this, I'm trying to bring early projects to you so you guys can check out. Again, I think this has a ton of potential. I did build a small position. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Do you think Zebec Network can be a big player in the space? And do you think it can crack the top 100? I read all of the comments, so let me know your thoughts down below. If you got any value out of this, consider hitting the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video.